Welcome to the OC Bitches.
Welcome to the OC Bitches. We have a great bitch here today. Take two.
Season 3.
Episode 23, The Party Favor.
Ooh.
This is one of the best episodes of
Who's
the
the
season.
party favor? Is it a person?
The Party Favor.
Anyway, sorry, I tried to figure out the meaning behind the title of the episode. Well,
Right.
maybe we'll figure it out as we get into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today's guest, is our beloved Uncle Mike, director.
That's right.
Michael Lange. And he's here joining us for a second time. He joined us on episode 8, The Rescue, season 1. And we discussed your whole background and your history, so we won't make you repeat that.
No, they'll have to go back and listen to that.
How are
podcast.
you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you in person.
It's so nice to see you in person, Uncle Mike.
I don't think any of us have aged a day.
No.
Okay,
You
that's
think?
a lie.
Well, you started with The Rescue on episode 8, like I said, and then you ended with The Summer Bummer, and that's a total of, that's in season 4. That's a
That
total.
doesn't sound uplifting.
Yeah, you have a
It
summer
wasn't.
bummer. It was.
No,
I don't know what it is, but
It was a bummer.
I don't
No,
like
It took place during the summer.
But in between, you did this episode, The Party Favor.
I did.
It's wonderful. You know, Matt Ramsey, our editor,
Yep.
he actually asked to do this episode, but we ended up talking to you. So he sent me an email today, and he said, I remember loving that episode and feeling it was the best of season 3. And Michael did such a great job directing. Please tell him I said hello.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny because I always think editors are really, of anyone who knows whether it's working or not, it's the editor.
Right.
Like producers, they don't know always. And directors, we really don't know. But
Right.
the editors, they know.
They know.
Because they're unattached to it emotionally.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode.
It really
There's
was.
a lot of fun stuff in this episode. I mean, I laughed out loud a few times.
Me too. I definitely did some bahas.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I don't know. Do we want to just get into
Let's
the
get
episode?
into it. And then, we've got all kinds of things that we can chat about. So let's get into it.
Yeah. I mean, we should talk about the opener because one of the first laugh out loud. Oh, the synopsis.
Yeah.
Anybody care to know what the episode's about today? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's Harbor's Senior Prom, and it definitely brings out the best and the worst in everyone. Meanwhile, Kirsten grapples on whether to tell Sandy the truth about her falling off the wagon. Directed by Michael Lange.
Ta-da.
Written by Josh Schwartz.
So he did two
in a
episodes
row.
in a row. And I feel like we were just talking about the fact that season 3, I don't know if you remember, wasn't as well favored as the other seasons.
Right.
But I feel like it's really, after the Johnny storyline went away, it's really come back full force. And for
Yeah.
Josh to write 2 scripts in a row.
And they're both really great episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed watching them both and this one in particular.
Yes. This one was definitely, you shined.
This one,
In so many
because I
ways.
had some moonshine. No, I think that he definitely wrote for me well in this episode. Oh God, I laughed. Yeah, so it is. It's Senior Prom.
I know. Yeah.
Senior Prom. But we open on the boys on the pier,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Which was shot at night.
Shot at night.
Redondo
I think,
Pier.
In Redondo Pier.
Yep.
Which always had its challenges and fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
The boys go up. They order food and they only say, "I'll have beef. I'll have chicken."
It's
There's
I
no
know.
specificity.
And then it comes quickly.
Specificity.
The woman who played the
Yeah,
attendant,
yeah.
she was so excited to be. It's like when I had forgotten, obviously, but when I saw the scene, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the one with this woman. She was so excited to do her one. I think,
Line?
did she have one little line?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
she
really
says
cute.
it kind of off camera too.
Off
But she
camera,
was-
but she was so excited to be there with,
So I have a couple observations on this. First of all, we love these very long openers, these
Right.
teasers with the boys. And this one was particularly long.
It was
I think,
long.
right?
Mhm.
And they've been a little shorter in the past, but this one was kind of drawn out. And Seth is saying these things like, it's kind of a little too late. He's like, if I don't go with her to prom, then it's really over. And it's like, dude, come on. You've kind of made your bed, right? And then he does this thing. And I thought, Adam is making some very funny choices here. And I think
You
he's
talking about the rape whistle?
he's cracking himself up.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Was he like laughing?
Honestly,
was totally-
I'm watching it and I'm like, was he stoned?
That's
Because
what I wrote.
Oh my God, I don't know.
because his reaction, I feel like maybe he smoked a little pot because it was a night shoot.
That's,
Right.
look at my note.
What?
It was like,
Did you say the same?
says, was Adam
Stoned?
Oh my God.
It was definitely because when I can like how he's laughing and he does the flute, I'm like, oh my God, he's become a
she comes
flautist.
after me with a. He goes. She comes at her. Anytime I get close to her, she breaks out her rape whistle.
Right.
And he does it and he's laughing.
He's laughing.
Yeah. So the whole thing, I feel like he
might have been.
Yeah.
I'm not really at liberty to say. I actually have no idea.
I
don't
mean,
know
me
what goes
watching
on
it, I'm
behind
going to
the
err
set.
on the side of he was stoned.
Stoned, possibly.
Night Shoot, season 3, you know how it goes. Hilarious. I laughed. That was my first big laugh. And then we pull back to reveal who is in plain sight on the pier, getting down
Volchok.
with another girl.
Yeah. Because he says, thanks for not suggesting that Marissa and I go to prom. And he says she'll probably go with Volchok unless,
Right.
that's going on.
There
Yep,
they
and
are.
that's what's going on.
I guess it's a small town, so there's only one place to make out with someone on a pier.
Right.
It's a cousin.
Only under a spotlight.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well lit.
But
And there's a
as I always-
callback to that I will bring up later.
There is.
Yes.
And as I always say, though, we're not making a documentary. So
Fair.
Right. Whenever somebody says, why did that character do that? I'm like, because it was written that way.
exactly. It's a story. We're telling stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so we like to break down storyline, Uncle
Good.
Mike. So we're going to just talk about Sandy and Kirsten because we just want to.
Get that one out of the way.
Yeah.
It's been a little, I don't know if you remember that this whole hospital thing that was going on with Sandy, it's
Oh, right.
it wasn't like, it's definitely that B storyline that's not really fleshed out a lot. But it's creating all this drama and conflict between Kirsten and Sandy. And Kirsten just relapsed and drank a big glass of Chardonnay. And she's just been acting really like I'm Team Sandy right now. Kirsten's been very kind of self-centered and overreacting to things and blaming him and just doing things to get his attention. But when we see them now, she says they're going to do this prom picture thing. And Kirsten says, when are we going to talk about this? And he's like, I don't know. Are you going to talk about it in public? And she's like, and then she apologizes. She's like, yeah, I'm really sorry I did that, which is definitely her addiction talking. Like she knows that it was wrong, but then
she's about to tell him about her drinking.
Yeah.
That she
says,
had a drink.
He's like, I'd love to talk about it, but I've got to go now. And then he says, and then we'll figure out how best to proceed. And I went, what? So now what does that mean? Are they actually thinking divorce? And then she doesn't tell him. She says, I wish I'd apologized sooner. We'll be okay, he says.
But you know what I do love? She does tell Julie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really sweet. She confides in Juju.
Yeah.
Kiki.
She's like,
Kiki confides in
tell
Juju.
her. What am I supposed to say? That our relationship is causing me to drink? She's like, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's like, that's exactly what you say.
Yeah.
Which honesty is always the best way to go.
Often it is.
Right?
But she should take responsibility too.
She should.
Yeah. Anyway, they have, they do. I don't think we really need to get into.
No, I think that, this episode has so many
because
other
they're
things
there
going
for
on.
the photos and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing that really happens, is that they get together for the photos and Neil and Julie and Kirsten and Sandy have dinner. And at the end of it, Neil gets a phone call and he basically explains very quickly to Sandy, he has not enough time to even respond, that Griffin is being ousted from the board and that they're starting a criminal investigation against the two of them.
Right.
And Sandy's like blank stare.
Yeah, like,
So
Okay.
let's get into this prom because
yes.
I think there was I'm really glad that there's some really wonderful things about this episode because it was there was a little heaviness, but there's something really light about the episode as it starts.
Right. I mean, it was funny when I watched it, I was like, there was a lot of pretty intense violence.
Oh my
it.
God.
Like when
At the end.
Yeah, when he beats him up, and I mean, even that whole relationship had a lot of tension, obviously earned, but
yeah, for sure.
But it was kind of surprising to me because I didn't remember it as I kind of just remembered all the pirate ship and the prom part,
Right.
and I had forgotten all that tension between the two of them.
Yeah, me too. But it is prom, and we opened with Seth saying like, they're definitely over if she won't go to prom. So he
does this thing where he pretends to be the guy from prom,
right?
And
from
then
Brown.
from Brown, and
to
he
get
goes
Summer to meet him at the diner
and snaps his fingers for his pancakes.
for his pancakes.
It was cute.
Who would snap? Okay, this is the other moment. This was the other moment where I'm like, Adam's like in this kick of, I don't know if he's making fun of the episode or just he's in a good mood, because when you walk in the door and he does that high wave, it's a very it's just a very Adam.
I think he's just fucking around the whole episode and just that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked that he spelled out prom in chocolate chips
I know,
on the
that
pancake.
was so cute.
I want someone to ask me something with chocolate chips on a pancake.
Summer's like,
preferably a nice thing. But,
Summer's like, somebody wrote prom on my pancake and what? No.
Yeah, he's really trying. And I think I'm wearing that green. Am I wearing that green dress? It's like a jersey
It's pretty.
dress.
Do you like that dress?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, so that fails. He doesn't even get, she says, he says, I want to talk to you about this. And she's like, that's when she says, I want to feed your flesh to the sharks.
Yes, that
and
was intense.
It was slightly intense.
Right.
And then that's when he calls Anna and is like,
it didn't work.
She wants to feed my bones to sharks on a deserted island.
Right.
And then later in the prom, is it okay to jump ahead?
Yeah.
When when he's seeing you from afar and you're explaining it. So I remember shooting that.
You do?
I think I almost blew a couple of takes from laughing while you were to the point of view, Luckily there was no sound involved.
The mannerisms. I had way too much fun playing the whole prom situation was with my date. I know when we're all over the place, but so much is about us shooting the prom and like what happens at the prom. And I had a good time. If you want to avoid boring, basic, and bland gifts this year, Uncommon Goods is your secret weapon. Uncommon Goods is here to make your holiday shopping stress-free by scouring the globe for the most remarkable and truly unique gifts for everyone on your list. Whether you're shopping for your secret Santa or your entire family, Uncommon Goods knows exactly what they want. I've been having a lot of fun looking for Briar on this site because I feel like she has everything. So it's really fun to look here and find things that you wouldn't come across normally. I love this website.
When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. These fine products are often made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. I was looking at the website and they have some awesome games, and one that I'm looking forward to getting, it's a trivia game called just Boomers versus Millennials, although I'm not either of those, but it's one of those things, I'm Gen X, but like I can just see my mom totally schooling the young people on some of these trivia things. I think it'll be super fun. Fun for the whole family.
To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/OC. That's uncommongoods.com/OC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
From Masterclass, you have access to over 180 classes from a range of world-class instructors. You can learn from the world's best minds anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. So listen, over Thanksgiving, I really upped my cooking skills. I think I cooked every day, and I actually attempted Gordon Ramsay's sticky toffee pudding.
Ooh.
But I don't know if he would give me thumbs up, so maybe I should take his class. But the other thing I was looking forward to, Ron Howard has a directing and storytelling class, and I'm getting into voiceover acting, and Nancy Cartwright, she was the voice of Bart, she teaches voice acting. All the things I love, cooking, acting, storytelling, masterclass.
Masterclass is accessible on your phone, web, or smart TV, offering classes on a whole variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. You can find all available classes at masterclass.com. Now, Mindy, you brought up Ron Howard's storytelling directing class. I saw him the other night at a premiere, and I would be so into learning how his brain works and all of the amazing stories he has told over his career. It was for Willow, the new series on Disney+. It was so cute. My friend made it. Anyways. But I would really be into that one too.
I highly recommend you check it out. This holiday, give one annual membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/OC today. That's masterclass.com/OC. Terms apply. I noticed this watching how everyone had their scene of being asked to the prom.
Right.
Yeah.
A little
And
montage.
Matt was saying that one of the sequences when everyone was asking their dates out to prom, it was originally all separate scenes.
Right.
But it was a little slow and repetitive, so he intercut the scenes
Yep.
and put that song Earthquake and Sharks.
There's a shark theme going on in this
There
episode.
is a shark thing.
But so the first one is that Ryan and Teresa are talking and they're chatting and she's talking about, their first kiss. And then he says, this is really weird. Do you want to go to prom? And I love Navi's response. She literally goes, what? Like her response is great. And then you cut to Marissa is asking Volchok.
Yeah.
And she's saying, this is weird, but do you want to go to prom? And he's like, why? And she says, look, did you have a bad experience? And he was like, no, I didn't even get that far.
Yeah.
But then he says, okay. So here I am going, just last episode, she was like moving away from Volchok.
But then she saw Sound of Music.
And then the
DVD.
Sound of Music, and she's going to bring him. And it just doesn't seem right. Like nobody calls her out when she goes to prom with him. After she told everyone she wasn't going to be. And Julie doesn't even say anything.
Yeah.
Is it just nobody says anything about her being with him except for Ryan? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't screw this up.
They're all being asked to prom, but Summer's date, Taylor, so she's not planning on going to prom.
No, she's not.
So Taylor comes up, I have tickets, and I got you a date.
That's right.
Her boyfriend, his cousin, is in town, and he's in a K-pop band called Big Korea, which is a play on Brody's band at the time was called Big Japan.
So do you
Little
Little known
remember?
fact for you.
Do you remember any details about this?
About what?
About this? I, for some reason, in my mind, when I started watching this episode, I was like, yeah, that guy was a real K-pop.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought. So I looked it up. It is not.
He's not.
He's an actor, and I have
Oh,
it written
boy.
down here somewhere. But what I did find out, and I don't know if this is true or not, it was John Stevens, one of our writers, who actually, the idea came from him because he dated a real K-pop star.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
It was on one of the DVDs, I think.
Oh,
Wow.
how funny.
That was kind of a fun bit, actually, having
Yeah.
the K-pop. He did a good job.
He was great.
He was very funny. And also, do you remember, this was my first introduction to K-pop, but now it's so international.
Huge. Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like
BTS.
it was my first, I don't think it was super popular in America at the time.
I don't know. Or Josh was always ahead of the curve.
He was.
Exactly. But then Taylor's so funny. She's talking about Sung Ho as, she said, it's like making love to a seal.
Yes.
Or hairless. And so it's
A
like
hairless
making, yeah,
seal.
I know.
I'm like, I don't know if that's appropriate.
I don't
or
know
not.
that you could do that now.
We're not sure.
No,
I mean,
Sure.
I think I don't think it's probably appropriate today.
it's
It's a
not.
lot.
No.
A
No,
lot, that
no.
isn't it?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
But then when Ryan, he finds Marissa at school and he tells her that he asked Teresa and that, she asked and she fills him in that the baby isn't his. I still think Teresa's lying.
You think the baby was his?
She thinks it was.
Well, at least casting wanted us to think that. Because,
I'm asking Josh.
no, it was,
Wonder what happened to that baby.
I bet they wanted to do that and they thought about it and they're like, nah, we're going to wrap this up. It's too complicated because it
Way
takes
too
their character
complicated.
away. Yeah.
And then you have to have a baby, which they're always a pain in the neck to film with.
Yeah. Right.
Never a good idea.
They don't take direction well.
They don't take direction, and I've had scenes with babies. Trust me, it's bad.
So when Marissa says she's going to bring Volchok, Ryan doesn't say that he just saw Volchok making out. And I also noticed Ben's hair is like super long in that scene.
It
is
It
long.
was like the longest I've ever seen it.
Just in the one scene?
For some reason, it looked it's probably the whole episode. But then instead he goes to Volchok's house and he bangs on the door and he's like, I saw you last night. And he doesn't cop to it, but he's there just to like mess with him. But Marissa says the funniest thing.
The weirdest, most random thing.
I already fell for that lethal weapon psycho bit once. It's not happening again.
Hey, Kevin, I think there's like a snake in the shower. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Ryan. What are you doing here?
To bring her in so you know that she's there too. She's like, Kevin,
There's a snake.
there's like a snake in the bathroom.
And nobody says anything.
Right?
No.
one
Like a real
says-
snake?
Yeah, like no one even
plumbing
acknowledges
snake, a
it. It was
snake?
the weirdest. It's almost like Misha came up with that like line to use, and it wasn't written. I don't know. It was so bizarre. Like it was just so out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah, you're right. What the heck was that? And
There's
no one
like
commented.
a snake or
And you
something
think
in
someone
the
would comment.
bathroom.
Yeah.
That's a Josh thing. You'd have to ask him. He doesn't. He won't remember those
that.
details. Yeah.
No, but it literally was like Misha to say something, and she's like, "There's like a snake or something in the bathroom." Anyway,
But then Anna shows up. She's like, "I'm here. I'm here to like fix this for you." And he's like, "What did I do without you?" kind of thing. And I can't stop looking at these extensions, but that's okay.
her hair extensions.
Yeah.
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 They're very distracting.
Yeah.
Maybe to women.
To you?
You didn't notice?
Oh, not really.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
That's okay.
I stand corrected. I sit corrected.
But so she decides, she's like, there's phase 1 and phase 2. And
Yes,
he's like,
which that
she
was
said,
funny.
my phase 1 is to go and tell Summer that there's nothing going on between us. And he's like, what's your phase 2? And she's like, well, it doesn't work. I'm going to prom with you.
Right.
So she goes over to,
I'm a little suspicious of this plan.
so this little scene,
When she shows up to my room.
you're wearing the cutest top.
I liked that top.
And the bracelet you were wearing?
Yeah, and Marissa and I are there, and then she comes in, and the funniest thing, and this was improv, I know it because I knew what I was doing. First I have to comment, this is where we first see Marissa's prom dress, which was a Chanel dress that I always loved and still remember to this day.
Yes.
It was so beautiful.
Amazing.
Yes. And she comes in, and then Marissa leaves us to talk, and I'm like, I need you.
Yeah.
That was an improv, and I was kind of... I was like, I've done this before from Wet Hot American Summer when Marguerite was on, but like there's the thing where he's like, I want you inside me, or like whatever. I was playing on that anyway. I just noticed that was my delivery. I was like, I need you.
It was it's a funny scene that we haven't really seen before because all of a sudden they're talking about it and she's also, talking about, she'd also pulled out the napkin that he's written on.
I know.
And she's like, and
I have
Marissa's
issues with Summer's things.
yeah,
that she
Marissa's
does.
like, why would you do that? What good would it do? She goes, revenge. And before she comes up, but the fact that they're talking about her and everything, and then she just shows up there, and Marissa's look like, she's like, I'm gonna get out of here. It's like, I need you.
Yeah.
And she's like, but you're still my Blanche. And you're like, no, that's not gonna work. You need to go.
Yeah.
And if that's okay, then can I go to prom with Seth?
I
And
couldn't
it's like,
believe that. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I
Yeah.
felt like Summer.
confidence, Cohen. She's got a lot of it.
A lot of it.
I mean, a lot. Those are some cojones.
I think with those extensions, you better have some confidence, right?
But then she decides, she goes ahead and she puts that little napkin in the envelope.
Yeah, I really disagree with this. I have many issues with Summer, what she's doing.
The deal was, if she caught him lying ever again, she could do this. And that's one of the other motivations that that Seth does not want to tell her, because then he's got this hanging over his head. So the fact that she's going to do this, she says, if he ever screwed up. And I'm like, did he lie? So she doesn't know if he lied or not yet. Or because he's, you know what? He's saying there's nothing going on between us, and she knows something's going on. So she knows there's some kind of lie. Maybe.
Okay.
Possible.
All right, fine.
So then they're getting ready. And this is this super long montage.
It was very long.
And I remember my dress.
Another
my
two
dress.
montages in one
Yeah,
episode.
it's a lot of
That's a
montage
lot.
because it should have been called the montage.
It could- That's right.
And my dress was Vera Wang, and I remember I liked it.
And this is the song that I love. This is my favorite song.
That's right.
The To All of You by Sid Meier's.
That's
so-
it
yeah.
to all of you.
This was a sweet, first of all, you guys are sad looking at the in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And Misha, so stunning.
Yeah, that dress.
Michael said that when he first walked up. He's like, you just forget how stunning Misha is in this show, right?
I know. It's
You're like, you said that,
I
right?
forgot already. I was like, my mind went blank. No, it's like, and you look at it, especially in that dress.
I know.
And that face and the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
And the whole montage of them with the pictures. The cameras, by the way, like the old school Canon digitals. That,
Right.
Oh, yeah. That
but
was
I like
funny.
how it screenshots, like,
Yeah. the
hold some of the
screenshots were cool.
poses. I thought that was a really cool thing you did.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Volchok trying to tie his tie. I was like, poor fatherless
know.
Volchok, because he doesn't have a Sandy.
That's
Most
right.
people don't have a Sandy.
No. Okay.
And also it was interesting because it gave you kind of this moment of sort of feeling bad for the guy, even
There's
though
a few
he's
little.
such a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then
But-
when he walks into the Cohen house, Cam played it really well. Like
Mhm.
that super awkward, like, oh, I can't be here, And because one of the things that we found out last episode when Marissa says she doesn't want to be with them because she wants to live out the fantasy of Sound of Music. But he realized that basically she was saying to him, "You're not good enough," and he's been told his whole life
He's not good enough.
he's not good enough, and so he's like, these people think I'm not good enough, so he's projecting all of that insecurity everywhere he goes,
Right.
and although nobody's even thinking that. Maybe some people. Julie's
Maybe.
definitely
Julie.
like. I'm surprised they didn't have an interaction with Julie in this, but then in the meantime, so he takes off to go to the bathroom, and the girls put their purses down after he clocks that Taylor has $5,000 in her
Exactly.
purse,
I know.
and then he goes and checks it out, and Ryan comes to follow him, and of course he's taking Sandy's alcohol. Then I'm like, she's an alcoholic in the house, and
Yeah,
I thought the
that's
same
true.
thing. I'm like, they have a full stocked bar, but she has to pour out the Chardonnay.
So here's all I can think is that, so they discussed the fact that they got rid of all the alcohol back when she was when she was first, going through her stuff. But then she found a Featherbrook bottle of wine a couple episodes ago, hidden that she had.
But there's a whole
But now there's
bar.
a whole bar back.
Yeah.
And it's been 11 months and they've decided to bring the bar back or
I don't
something.
know.
You got priorities here. Come on.
Priorities here, storytelling.
If guests come over, they need
That's
to
right.
drink.
Exactly.
Also, we see their office because what does Summer do? She leaves the letter on the desk.
yes.
I was mad at her for doing that.
I know.
Even though Seth's being an idiot, I was still mad at her for doing that.
But the whole thing with Taylor and, Summer and your family, the K-pop's family,
Oh, yes, when I meet him.
Sung-ho,
Yeah.
there's a lot of bowing going on. Was that clearly written into the script? Or?
Possibly. I have to go dig it out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not, though. I probably thought it would be funny.
Did you?
I was always looking for places to put funny things in.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So we get to the prom.
Oh, and his name was Justin Chon, and he's an actor, director, producer.
The K-pop star?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wrote
nice.
that one down, Justin Chon.
So we get to the prom. It's Goonies themed.
That's right.
How awesome is that?
It's amazing.
So do you remember this whole set being built?
Oh,
It looks
absolutely.
epic.
It was epic. We built it on the stage.
Yeah, I
On the
remember it was
stage,
on
yeah.
stage.
And I remember a lot of details about it. Is this a good time to
Yes,
tell the
please
pirate
do.
ship?
Please do.
So later in the episode, Summer falls off the pirate ship. She's totally bombed and is in making some announcement and falls off. And Rachel, when we were prepping, she was an actress who actually read the script while we were prepping. It was pretty impressive. Anyway.
That's not like me.
No, so she comes up to me and says, "Oh, I want to do that fall." So it was about a 6-foot fall, as I recall.
It's
And I
pretty
said,
epic, yeah.
"No, there's no way you're going to do that." And she says, "No, come on, Uncle Mike. I want to do it. It'll be fine." And I said, "No, there is no way you're going to be doing it. No way."
You
Because
should have let me do it.
here's why. Well, ultimately, I'll tell you what. I said, here's why. Because if you get hurt, we shut down the show. Whereas if your stunt double gets hurt, we get another stunt double. It's cold, but it's true. But anyway, so finally, you just were relentless, as you may understand about yourself. You are kind of a relentless person. So she would come in like every day. I want to do it. So finally, the pirate ship gets built. I said, okay, here's what we'll do. Let's go down to the pirate ship. You can stand where you're going to be when you do the fall, and you could tell me. Because I'm thinking it's 6 feet, and then her height, which is 4 feet too. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Not much taller.
So I said, we'll go down. You could take a look at the fall, and then we could decide. Why argue anymore? So we went down, dragged her down there. She climbs up. She takes one look and says, okay, never mind.
It was a very big fall.
It was big.
You can see in the episode
Yeah.
the stunt double who does like flips
She did
off
the
of
flip.
it, which was hilarious.
It's
a very
an amazing image.
It was.
It's
It
was
shocking.
but it's a big fall.
Big fall.
Yeah.
Santa baby, it must be a holiday miracle. Because the sponsors of today's show, Manscaped, are providing the tools your man needs to stuff all your stockings, if you know what I mean. That's right, this holiday season, Manscaped has vowed to make sure your man's tree is standing tall with 2 presents underneath.
Oh, my. Trust me, ladies, Santa's cookies aren't the only thing you're going to want to get your hands on. Have him join the 7 million other sexy lumberjacks who use Manscaped and get 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com/DOC. Oh, baby, it is cold outside.
Manscaped's best-selling product is the Performance Package 4.0, which is at the top of every man's wish list this year. Ladies, this is the perfect gift for you and your man, and trust me, he will thank you.
Don't forget to pick up the Manscaped Signature Body Wash and 2-in-1 Shampoo and Manscaped's new Persevere Cologne, a sexy, delightful scent. Head over to manscaped.com/OC to pick up these stocking stuffers and more, plus get 20% off plus free shipping.
That's right, 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com/theOC. Santa, forgive me. Sometimes it's okay to be on the naughty list.
Caraway's holiday event has been extended, so you can get non-toxic kitchenwares at the best prices. Save up to 20% on all Caraway products, including their internet-famous non-toxic cookware set. So when I cook with the Caraway, I just feel like I'm a better cook because I feel healthy and it makes me feel fancy and kind of fine, you know? It really is the best cookware ever. And it lives on my stove because it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Caraway has the entire kitchen in mind, from cookware to bakeware, tea kettles, and their latest release of food storage. And for the first time ever, you can now save on Caraway's food storage, tea kettle, and mini cookware. This exclusive deal won't last long, so make sure to shop your favorite colors and products while you still can. I am obsessed with my Caraway, my whole set, and I have the mini now, and I just used it to make scrambled eggs this morning. But it doesn't stick, and you feel good about what you're cooking in.
Visit carawayhome.com to take advantage of their Cyber Season event and score up to 20% off your next purchase of non-toxic kitchenware.
This deal won't last long, so visit carawayhome.com to shop all their incredible products for up to 20% off this holiday season. Caraway.
The other thing about the episode, that set was, I don't know if you noticed, there was one shot when you see a bird
I
flying.
saw that. I'm like, what is this bird on a zip line?
I know.
There was a bird
It
on a
was
zip
my
line?
idea. I thought it would be so funny if they had a bird there.
That is
I mean,
hilarious.
the theme, first of all, Goonies was part of the Seth Cohen starter pack. The pirates are the mascots of Harbor High. So all I could think was, like, how much time was Josh coming up with this idea that the prom was going to be a Goonies themed prom?
Right.
Probably didn't take much. It's one of his favorite movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was probably just like, we're doing Goonies.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But yeah, like,
But
right.
it was so much fun.
It was so much fun. I mean, she obviously gets hammered. She takes Volchok's flask. She's dancing quite provocatively
Yes.
with her K-pop star. The mannerisms, the signing of Seth being eaten by shark,
Oh
like
my
all of
God.
it. I mean,
And he keeps saying,
It
and
was
then,
a tour de force.
oh my God.
Yeah, he keeps he's like, this doesn't look so great. And she's hammered and I should go over there. And Anna's like, no. And at that moment I was like, does Anna have ulterior motives?
Absolutely.
she's
I
like-
thought that
Yeah, I
quite
thought
a
that.
few times.
Yeah, like she's explaining, she's like, right now she feels like she could actually lose you and maybe I should have believed him. So she might have some wisdom there. But in the meantime, I thought it was funny with Taylor walks up to Lisa Tucker, who
Oh,
was
yeah. When
she
I'm like,
goes-
oh, she must have really been on American Idol because
so I looked this up.
Yeah.
So this was a thing. Apparently, so during American Idol, first of all, she was like the youngest contestant to ever be in the top 10. And she's from Newport Beach. So there was a whole thing with American Idol that
Well,
they
it was
let some
Fox
of these
too, right?
contestants go to their prom if they were shooting American Idol.
Oh.
And then she ended up probably getting a small deal or something with Fox. So they placed her on the OC. I saw that she was on Vampire Diaries. So anyway, so I thought that was
How funny.
cute that they played that in there. And then Taylor goes, "Can you ask Simon where he gets those really, really
That's
tight
right.
T-shirts?
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to get them for Sung Ho."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a
It
fun
was
little
cute.
thing, and that's how Fox will do. They'll pull in American Idol contestants and
Right.
plop them into a popular show like that.
Right. And then also we see Annalyn McCord from 90210
That's true.
with a lot of hair. A lot of curls.
That was a massive
Quite an updo.
hairdo.
Quite an updo. And we see her like eyeing Volchok and like she's like, oh, you're
Go
going to
smoke
get
some
smoke.
kush.
Yeah.
Kush.
So she wants
That's
to
right.
join him. We all know where that's headed.
So Taylor says it's time for the prom queen.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And jumps up there and she tries to give this big speech. We just love Autumn Reeser.
She's
Love.
great.
She's so great.
And our heckler is back.
Our heckler's back.
I had to look him up. Tyson Chambers,
Hmm.
he did like 4 episodes as the heckler.
He
and
was
he's
a good
got some
heckler.
coming
He did a
up,
good
too.
job.
He was a good heckler.
I think he's
he
even
heckled
in the,
well.
Yeah, I think he's in the finale too. So anyway, so she opens this envelope and it's Summer again. So Summer's
That's
so
right.
popular.
That's right. 2
Yeah.
years in a row.
Even though you said the queen is dead, evidently she's back to life.
That's right.
But it's so funny getting up there. And I think you just shined in this. Like give me my crown.
I was like all about the crown.
Well, can I also say that playing drunk is really hard?
Yeah,
I
because you
think
don't want to
people-
overdo it.
You can't
right?
overdo it. And also, people who are actually drunk try to pretend they're not drunk.
Right.
So it's like almost like a double agent kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
And you did a great job with it.
Thank you so
You
much.
really
I think
did.
you did too. I think it was more like you just act wacky and spirited as opposed to
So I was
slurring.
like, she's like, is it hot in here?
That's
Like
right.
in the middle of the speech.
I promised him this is my date. Forget that. We don't want to see the prom king, but this is my date.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
promised him I'd give him a big fat kiss.
That's
And I
right.
do.
And I do. And then I fall off the stage. And my favorite part is after I fall off and Seth is.
Get her a
Is it
warm cloth.
A
and he goes,
toilet? A towelette?
Towel-
does anybody have a towelette?
That's
Does
right.
anybody have a towelette?
That's right.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was a Brody choice
was an
for
Adam
sure.
thing.
A towelette.
Yeah.
By
That's
the way.
right.
Yes, this is him just like not giving a fuck and just
right.
having fun the whole
Just
episode.
having fun. And we used it
Yeah, you did.
Well,
it was great.
to great advantage.
Yeah.
was that an improv for sure?
I think
Yes,
that was.
1000%.
Well, and also there's a great I know it was just a pickup, but when Seth is looking up at Summer
Yeah.
talking, he does this like, oh boy, this is cringy and embarrassing. And all I could think was, boy, I guess somehow she's getting away with being no teachers think that she's drunk or hammered or wasted. But I think she drank the whole flask. She did not spike the punch. She just drank
she
the
had
whole
the
flask. Yeah.
You could tell by those dance moves.
And then and then Marissa comes up and everything, and you hear off camera, you hear my crown.
That's right.
So it was really well edited and put together.
Yes.
And I know, like I said, Matt was like, "This is one of my favorite episodes." You could almost feel the love
Yeah.
in
was
all
fun.
those little details.
Yep.
Right. And then Marissa tells Ryan to go find Kevin.
She's
Volchok.
all of a sudden Kevin, yeah.
Yeah. And so he goes looking and, of course, finds him. This guy does not like to hook up or make out in more private places.
Exactly.
He is a fan of the spotlight.
Exactly. Well, he doesn't care he wants to get caught.
He does not give a shit.
I just feel like, a scorpion is a scorpion.
That's right.
Right. But when she does catch him, when she's kind of like, why are you acting so weird? And oh my God. And he instantly does this
He goes,
on her shoulders,
get out of here.
get out of here. And it's like awful.
Awful.
Like that to me,
I know. That
is
was.
bad,
Despicable
evil.
person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the way he's just like, get out of here.
Pop, doing that pop.
I
Not like,
know.
hey, do you mind? Like,
No,
just
no.
pop, get out of here.
Right.
And,
That was pretty impactful.
And then for my question, when the hell did they become boyfriend, girlfriend? Because she says my boyfriend, she talks later, she says my boyfriend made out with a girl. And I was like, weren't they just hanging out? So there was a decision somewhere a few episodes back to all of a sudden they're actually boyfriend, girlfriend. And it impacted her. And Misha did a great one. She's like, why? Like, why? And he's
Yeah.
like, you're trying to make me like him?
She
She's like,
slaps the shit out of his face.
yeah. He's nothing like you. And
oh, yeah, about Ryan, yeah.
yeah, and I don't think that I really don't think that she was trying to make him like Ryan. I don't know.
No.
But yeah,
No, not at all.
not at all.
No. Yeah, he's a fucking dick.
Yeah. No, but you know what? He's scared. He's fear-based. That's who he is.
Yeah,
That's
I
who
know.
he is.
He is. Sure, we're just going to go there. We'll be nicer. He is
Anyway.
very fear-based. And then we go to the after party, right? At the
Mhm.
bait shop.
Right.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Well, I mean, the best thing about it is Summer's in the beanbag chair, face down. And finally, Anna and Seth, she says, look, phase 3 was just this. The first 2 phases were just to show you that they weren't going to work. But that's what she did. She's like, this messing around, all you have to do is tell her the truth.
Right.
And he finally just comes out and says, although Summer's like, I don't think she's so smart. She's dumb with a dumb hair and a dumb name. It's like, it's so drunk. Like, it's such a drunk thing to say, right?
Dumb hair and a dumb name.
And he says, I didn't get in.
Yeah.
What? And then he explains and she says, that's stupid. And then he says, I tried to get back and get myself back in. And she's like, that's even stupider.
Yeah.
But kind of romantic. So great. I think this may have been like your best scene.
Oh, thanks.
One of your best scenes ever in the series.
Well, maybe you're telling me I should drink more often.
I don't know about that.
And then she's going to tell him that she left the letter, but then she pukes.
Yeah, I have a
That's
confession. Yeah.
She throws up.
That was good. Like, whatever this, you know how sometimes it's great to actually do actors when they have to actually puke on camera. We can only hold one mouthful full. It's a weird thing where you actually see him. We're like, okay, that was preset. But
I don't think I had puke in my mouth.
I don't think you did.
no,
Well, we
they
didn't
just
see
added
it,
because you don't see you.
though. Yeah, we
they
had the
just
sound.
added this really epic sound.
It was epic.
It's gross. But it's still, she's like, no, don't take my crown.
And then I didn't do an insert of the puke.
No,
That was kind
and
of
he's-
you.
Happily.
That was kind of you.
the improv of rigatoni.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, rigatoni. He's like, we'll kiss later.
That's right. That was
So
good.
this brings us to. In the meantime, Marissa and Ryan and Teresa are hanging out, and they can't. Marissa's like, I'm gonna go, and she finds a bottle of tequila and wanders off to the pier and starts drinking.
And then Taylor lets out the most blood-curdling scream.
As Ryan
I
and
know.
Teresa are about to kiss,
Right.
They're doing that again. They're
Yeah,
like,
I know. I didn't see that happening.
that was cute. She was like, she says, I don't think you're a very good dancer, even though you've grown up. You're not a great
He's
dancer.
like, and then he does
just
like
like-
Yeah, he
jazz
did that
hands.
little
It's
jazz
kinda cute.
hands.
It
That
was cute. They were being cute.
Yeah.
And they almost kissed, but then Taylor's scream was
That
epic.
is a scream. That's a scream worth bottling because I,
I
can't
mean, I
scream
can't
like
It's
that.
scream like
possible
that.
those screams have been used. That scream has been used in other things.
Oh, you think it was her?
You don't
or
think
do you think
she
it was?
screamed
I'm saying-
herself?
No, I think
Oh,
she
that
screamed
she
herself,
did,
and
and
then
then
someone
they-
said,
yeah.
"We gotta."
I've tried to scream like that, and I can't do
No,
that.
it's a skill.
Yeah,
Jenny Slate screams really well.
yeah.
Have you ever watched her stand up?
I haven't.
It's pretty epic.
I'm gonna check it out.
So the money's gone, and Ryan knows exactly where it's going to be. But there was something that was interesting that Matt said. That something that didn't get it, and he said in this episode where Ben beats up the guy at the end, he was trying to remember. He goes, I think we picked up a piece of him at the prom going to the bathroom and brooding in the mirror. Or does he actually punch the mirror? I think it was Bob DeLaurentis' idea because he felt like Ben's story needed another beat to get him to that place at the end. Clearly, we didn't see that. But do you remember if you shot something like that? No.
I don't really remember.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. That it must have been something that they
Maybe it was an afterthought, but then they didn't use it,
didn't
though, right?
use it. They probably didn't need to. Or there's always time. You're always,
Right.
Right. And also, I think it's time, and then also, it's momentum of
Right.
the storyline. I don't think you would have needed it.
No.
I mean,
And
I don't think you did. To me, definitely didn't feel like,
you
does he
needed
need
it.
to think about this first?
Well, and also that's called indicating.
Yeah.
You're letting this audience know that he's still there, whereas he's keeping his cool. Marissa did it for him in that take when he sees him with Anna
Right.
Cord. Marissa did it, so he
Right.
sits back and then comforts her, and then when he's willing to let it go, and then you have that moment for Teresa to say the old Ryan would have done this. Now he's back at his apartment, bam, 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 and he's still not going to do it. But now we find out that Volchok was planning this all along. Do you think I'd really do this knowing it would be obvious that I took it? I'm baiting you, and you do want to fight me. Otherwise, you would have called the police.
Mm-hmm.
So then he says, I could have her on her back in a week. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
And then it
That
gets
was-
really, really violent.
It
I
gets
know,
so
it was
violent. I
really-
was like, geez.
It seemed atypical for the show to be.
Very
I
violent.
mean, and there was a lot of, the stage blood, and the
Yeah.
fight was brutal.
Do you remember shooting the fight?
I didn't until I resaw it, and then I do remember that.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of their stuff
Yeah.
of the,
You let them do
themselves.
their stunts, huh, Uncle Mike?
No, it's different. Different because falling 6 feet is different than throwing a
Throwing
fake
some
punch.
Yeah.
I definitely would have broken something.
yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I did in my young age like to do all my stunts. I did a lot of my stunts in an action movie. I did.
You did?
I did.
All right.
I've been hurt doing stunts or scared and had like some things that were pretty dangerous and
Yeah.
not felt good. And then I had the stunt people make me feel bad about it. Or, I've been burned. I've been melted hair.
Oh,
I've fallen off of a balcony and almost missed the mat.
Oh,
Things
boy.
like that happen. But that fight, it really reminded me of,
It was epic.
it was very
Yeah.
epic. It was even bigger for some reason, maybe because the space was bigger than the Trey Ryan, but it ended similarly. And
right.
Ryan stops right
Right.
before because Trey was going to hit him, but Marissa shot him. But this time he stops himself, and that's how the episode ends.
Oh, it was so violent. I
It
don't
was
like
so
violence.
violent. I know. I was shocked, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think it was warranted. I think it was an earned moment, but it was super violent.
Yeah. And I think it needed to be because
Yeah.
we know it's coming up and it needs to be. I mean, Volchok, when he says, he's like, I didn't fall. What did he say? I fell for that lethal weapon act once and I'm not going to fall for it again. So he really does need, like, he's got this whole thing. It's like he's with Marissa, really, I think, to get at Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has some little feelings, but then she smacks him and now he's like, this is how he's going to get back at her. I mean, there's a lot of damage in this Volchok. And that being said, I have one more note for you from Matt. He said that having the freedom to try things like he did in this episode were the many examples of why I loved working on the OC and with Michael. He's such a great collaborator and was always happy and excited to come into editing. He made me a better editor because of that.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Would have been nice
Yeah,
if you
you-
told me that earlier. I could have felt better.
We definitely had. You were one of our favorites, and
Absolutely.
in television series, after you get asked back after that first season, that means you're well liked,
Right,
Yeah,
yep.
right, and
That's always the key.
yeah,
If you get asked back, that means they liked you.
yeah.
Because they always say they like you, and then they don't ask you back.
We
Not in my case.
we have a lot. If you notice, like in the first season, we have a lot of one episode per
Right.
director, and then you have the repeat directors that came
Yep.
back afterwards. Yeah, so
You proved yourself.
Yes.
Oh boy, it's I mean, it's a fine line you have to walk between, because the schedule and the budget, you have to respect that. But I always feel like my role is to protect the cast and crew from the evil stuff.
like time and
Time and money,
production,
yeah.
yeah.
Time and money.
Right.
I try to keep them all protected from
It's
that.
a really important thing. It is important to create an atmosphere of trust and and peaceful
Right.
and not drama. I mean, we human beings are all very sensitive, and you hear stories like nightmare stories of sets being, directors who scream or actors
Right.
who are certain ways or something. I'm very sensitive to that kind of stuff, and we were very protective of the set being a kind and gentle place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's you were part of that, so thank you.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
And I love your big contribution to this episode was the bird flying
The
over
bird.
prom.
That was it.
I
And
saw
believe me,
it.
I got a lot of Ian Toynton was very skeptical about the bird.
I thought it was
It made it. The bird
made
made
it.
it. Was it a
Every-
seagull?
It was a seagull, yeah. It was on a zip line.
I gotta rewatch it. I
Yeah.
gotta see the seagull.
I remember he called me
flock of
after he saw
seagulls.
Dailies. He said, "The bird was fantastic. I'm sorry I gave you shit."
It's
That's so
fantastic. So we have a rapid fire for you, which is it's basically an
Uh-oh.
either or. You have to pick one or the other.
But you got
Okay.
first thing comes to your mind. You got to say it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Goonies or Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
What?
okay.
You said the-
K-pop or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Respect. The party favor or OC? What was the OC prom?
It was Under the Sea.
This can't be an either or.
Okay.
Because overall, the party favor was a much more fun and cooler episode, but the ending of the OC was killer.
Do you remember how
It was so emotional. I still cry thinking about it, and working on it, obviously, and then you see it 100 times while you're editing, and it's still so emotional, the ending of that, between the performances of you guys and the song that was playing. It's like, it was killer.
Yeah.
Do you remember Alan was so bummed when he had to die?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
That was a long night at that one.
That was a long night.
Yeah. That is that's my favorite music moment of the whole series.
Yeah. It was a killer.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it was like the perfect song. And then I remember I fought for a crane for the end shot. I don't know if it was literally the end, but there was a crane up of Misha when she was out on the balcony or wherever she was.
Oh yeah, like
And-
the princess.
Yeah.
Up in the balcony.
Right.
Was that the second season? No.
No. Well, it's the episode.
Right.
It's not the season finale because then you have the next. There's a
But
funeral.
it's season 2.
But
yeah.
anyway, that was fun too.
Well, Seth or Sandy?
Well, Sandy is closer to, my everything age and sensibilities. So I'd have to say Sandy.
Oh.
However, Seth is way more fun.
Agreed. Bagels or matzo ball?
Oh, God, you're
I
killing
know,
me with
I
this.
know.
I think I'd have to go bagel.
Interesting.
Marissa and Ryan or Marissa?
Unless it's my matzo balls.
Do you make your own matzo balls?
Of course I do, and they're amazing.
Oh.
Well, I would like a matzo ball.
If I could have brought one.
Well, Uncle Mike, we're getting close to Christmas here.
It's true.
So Marissa and Ryan or Marissa and Volchok?
Marissa and Ryan, come on.
Sorry.
If you don't answer this next one correctly, I'm going to throw the matzo ball back at you.
Okay.
Seth and Summer or Seth and Anna?
What are you kidding? I'm not even going to answer that. It doesn't even deserve an
It would have been
answer.
amazing if you were like, what, are you kidding? Seth and Anna.
That's right.
That should have been
I didn't
it.
want to have the matzo ball thrown at me
That's
accidentally.
right. Well, you could have, caught it with your mouth,
Seth
and then you would have
Summer.
had a delicious snack.
What kind of question is that?
Well, Rabbi Lange.
Yes? I was a rabbi in the show.
I know.
We know.
You were Seth's rabbi at his
That's right.
bar mitzvah.
Oh my God. You're always so fun.
I know.
Well, any other things you remember from shooting this episode before we completely end it?
No.
No. No. That's it.
That's
we
it.
remember a bird and
Me wanting to fall off
Rachel
the boat
falling.
Yes,
myself.
That's
Don't
the
you kind of wish
strongest
you would have
memory.
let me? No?
No.
no.
I wanted to keep directing for the rest of my life, so that would have been bad. Oh, he's the director that allowed the actor to kill herself.
Can I ask a question? It almost looked like the stunt woman, whoever she was. It almost looked like it was in fast motion.
Well, she was on a
Springboard.
springboard.
Oh, that makes sense.
She like
now.
flips
Yeah,
over.
It was
It
like-
almost, looking at it the other day, I'm thinking, we might have gone overboard with that one. 'Cause
It's
it's like,
hilarious.
It's
it's
a
funny,
great
but it
image.
looked a little
But what
unrealistic.
I learned from this episode, which was hilarious, and like how big Brody's improvs are, but they're fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yep.
like, you can go big.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna scream, towelette? Does anybody have a towelette? Like that would be so
Well,
big on the day, but
right.
it
Yeah.
works and it's hilarious.
Well, those kind of things you kind of have to. It's like go big or go home,
and
right?
like playing the flute,
Yeah,
the little
playing the flute.
flautist moment.
That was a little. I must say, I thought that was a little cringy. Looking back at the rape whistle thing.
Well, he
got away with it because he's Adam.
No, I was shocked
so
that
not
it was
anybody
left
could
in.
just like
Not
Yeah.
anyone could
bust
do
out
it.
an imaginary
Yeah.
flute.
That's right.
Noted.
Yeah. And you could see that he was laughing at himself.
Yeah.
Yes, he was because he knew how ridiculous it
Right.
was.
Right.
That's why it worked.
But it got
Yeah.
kept in. Yeah. But Matt loves to keep all of that humor in there too.
Right.
Anyway, but that's what makes it unique.
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
That's what makes the show, cool.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, in general, that's why, like, being in a room like this,
Yes.
when you have that human contact,
Mhm.
as opposed to the last, 2 years, those kind of things happen. And I think on Zoom, those kind of things do not happen.
Right.
No, we found that out for the first year of our podcast.
You guys,
Yes.
At the beginning, I'm like, why is it called the party favor? What's the party
And have you
favor?
figured it out?
It's the fucking bird.
Oh, maybe. Okay, let's go with that.
We're going with that.
The party favor. I don't. The party favor could be the alcohol, the money. I don't know. Party favor. I don't know. It's
The
not.
party favor is the thing you get when you leave the party, right?
The crown.
Yeah. Party
We have
favors.
maybe we could put it out to the audience. Is that what they're called? The audience.
Yes, the
Maybe
audience.
they could
Let
they
us
could-
know what the party favor
they
of
think the
this
party
episode
favor
is.
is.
I'm voting bird or crown.
Yes.
It could have been. It couldn't have been bird because that was not in the script ever.
Well, I like the bird.
Okay, let's go with the bird.
The bird's the word.
Bird's the
I
word.
think the party favor was the flask.
For Summer,
'Cause you
Summer
call-
had a lot of party favors.
Yeah, she had a lot of party favor.
This
I
was a
bet
great
there's
party
something.
for her.
There might be something profound.
Yeah.
That was
no,
the party
usually
favor.
it has a double entendre.
Yeah.
Entendre.
I'm
Anyway,
I'm contemplating.
we're on. We go on and on and on. We,
We
could go on and on
This
with
could be a 5-hour
I mean,
episode.
the cold turkey is coming up. That's an epic
Oh.
episode. So yeah, he knows. See, he knows his episodes
I
by the
do.
names of them.
I don't.
We talked about it in the last time, but
Okay.
it's anyway. That's a funny one though. With all the so guys, thank you so much, Uncle Mike.
Thank you. It's always
Uncle Mike,
fun
in the flesh.
in the
Yes.
flesh.
Next time a matzo ball should be
I'll bring a
accompanied with
matzo
you.
ball
Yeah.
next time.
Okay.
Yeah, and good luck on dating vampires and werewolves.
Dead end dating. Yes, thank
Dead
you.
end.
Yes.
Should be fun. Hopefully, it'll be a similar audience to the OC.
Yes.
Probably.
For sure.
That's a great idea.
I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah,
There you go.
you'll be in it.
You might be in it.
So thank you so much for listening. Please follow, rate, and review. Welcome to the OC Bitches, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you like to watch us, check it out on YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.
Welcome to the OC Bitches is brought to you by Cast Media. Executive produced by Colin Thompson, Harris Lane, produced by Katie Curtright,
Edited by Parker Flores and our technical engineers, Travis Holden and Dustin Park.